It's another beautiful day here in the Shire, where a decades-old mystery might have finally been solved. Back in the 1960s and 70s, the A&P grocery chain, once the biggest name in American food shopping, sold a bakery department cake that developed a borderline cult following. You could spot it from across the room. 2 layers of a spiced cake shaped into a log, and a combed white frosting on top. People craved the texture, the flavor, that exact bite. And when A&P faded away, the cake vanished with it, and the secret recipe to make it has never been revealed. For years, people tried to recreate it, but the crumb was wrong or the spice didn't hit, and something always felt like it was missing. Until now. This time, Renee's making
the original A&P Spanish Bar Cake. Over the past year, my inbox have been flooded with requests for me to make the original A&P Spanish Bar Cake. I had never heard of this cake before, so I started digging. Luckily, the company that made the original cake still exists, and you can special order it online. If I was going to recreate it, I needed to taste it first. So we ordered one, and then spent weeks trying to figure out what made it so specific and so special. And then one day, I think I cracked the code. I figured out the secret ingredient that I hadn't seen in any other recipe, and this cake absolutely needs. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to make it. First step. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we've got some raisins here, just regular raisins, and we're going to take some milk, whole milk, and we're going to pour it in, and we're going to just soak these. We're going to heat this up just a little bit. I'm going to stir that up so they all get kind of coated, and then I'm just going to warm this milk up so that it's a little bit, not quite hot, but warm. Okay, so this is nice and hot. This looks great, and we're just going to let these sit and plump up. I have a sifter here, and this helps. There's so many little ingredients in this. I wanted to make sure that it was mixed before we started messing with adding other things. So today we're going to add some bread flour. We're going to pour it right into the sifter. We've got some cake flour. We have some white sugar, some brown sugar, and I think I better start sifting that for just a second. It's getting a little full here. Okay, that's good. All right, we've got some cornstarch, salt, baking soda, baking powder, nutmeg, cinnamon, allspice, ginger. What's this? Cloves. Did I already say cloves? And cloves. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to sift all of this together so that it really mixes in there well. And then I'm going to sift it again. So I'm going to just take this bowl and just use my hands as a funnel. And then we're going to sift that back in here. And it's easier the second time. Okay, so we've got all the dry ingredients mixed up here, mixed in. That looks beautiful. There's no brown sugar chunks. It's just beautiful. Okay, now I have my mixer all ready to go. We're gonna put 3 eggs, farm fresh eggs there, in a bowl. Mix these up. Just beat them a little bit. Okay, I'm not trying to put too much air into this cake. It's not that kind of cake, but we've got some oil here. I'm using canola oil. This is how they made cakes back in the day. If you just can't use an oil like this, you can melt butter. The texture won't be the same. This is canola. You can use vegetable oil, anything that you're comfortable using. I have a small amount of molasses here. Some vanilla. And some almond flavoring. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Okay. So now we're going to just mix this together. And what I'm trying to do with this is get the oil emulsified in with the rest of the ingredients before we put this in the dry ingredients. So you want that to blend, and this oil can be difficult. So we're just going to whip this up for a couple of minutes, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, that looks beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a well in the middle of these dry ingredients. And we're going to pour this in. And then we're going to add I'm going to do a couple of quick stirs here. We're going to fold this in. And then we're going to add the milk and raisins. And we are going to stir that right up. Just going to fold and fold. And when you're folding, you're just lifting up from the bottom and folding that over so that we don't deflate what is in there. We just don't want to mix this up and have it totally flat. So this smells divine. I do have to tell you. And see, we don't want any flour like that showing at all with this cake. Sometimes when you're folding, it's all right if a few streaks are still in there, but not with this cake. All right, that's perfect. It looks a little wet. And we're going to let that sit for just a minute, and then we're going to come back and put it in the pan.
The pan size in the next step decides the crumb, the rise, and a satisfactory bite. It is just as important as using the right old school ingredients. After this, Renee will explain everything.
Was there a dessert from your childhood that you actually got from a store bakery? Something your family always picked up for birthdays, or just because? Tell me what it was in the comments below. And mine was the cake. And this isn't a bakery, but McDonald's used to have this birthday cake. And we didn't have stuff like that growing up, but I managed to get one. It was delicious. I love hearing those stories. Okay, so I have 2 bread pans here, regular size bread pans. The cake, the original cake, is a little bit smaller than this. I didn't have the right size pan, so I created the recipe to fit in here. It is a little bit bigger than the one that was in the actual grocery store. However, hopefully everything else is at least close, so I can't wait to hear your comments. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this equally into 2 pans, try to split it in half. And I've lined these pans with a piece of parchment paper. I greased the bottom, put the parchment paper down, and then greased the whole pan. And then I coated it with sugar instead of flour, just because that sometimes will help caramelize some of this. So we're going to pour this in. Try to get these even, but I'm gonna weigh them as well because I do want the layers to be even. Okay, let's Get every little drop of that deliciousness out of this bowl as much as we can. I try not to waste any of this. I've put this work into it and it's just deliciousness. So, all right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to weigh these. These pans weigh the same thing. So 9, 8. Perfect. Now we're going to put this in the oven. The oven is set at 325. And they cook longer than you think they're going to need to. So I'm going to start these off at 20 minutes, and then we'll check them at that point and see how much longer they need.
Somewhere, a former A&P bakery manager just sat straight up in bed. She felt a disturbance in the historical timeline. Something from the past is about to jump into the future. Stick around. You won't want to miss this.
I hope all of this tastes the way you remember it, so I'm not talking like I'm the expert. The frosting was harder than the cake. It was too sweet. There's almond also, just a pinch. I was getting too much. Every single time I tried this, I can't tell you how many times I've made icing, and this is what I've come up with. I am really looking forward to your comments to let me know how close I am on this recipe if you've tasted it. If you've never had it, it's a delicious cake. I'm shooting for a specific taste, and I certainly hope I'm close. All right, so we've got some confectionery sugar here. I'm using the dreaded shortening. You can use, if you want to and haven't tasted this and have nothing to compare it to, you can use butter. That's fine. Shortening was what everybody used back in the day, and I know by the ingredients list that that's what was used. We've got a little bit of vanilla, and we've got just a smidgen of almond flavoring. And then we're going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of cream. I'm going to start with some of that, and we're looking for a thick, not too fluffy icing here. Let's just start slowly here. Get this mixed up. All right, I can already tell that we need a little more milk with this. This is a little bit too thick. So at this point, you're just going, this is cream, and you're just going to put a little bit in at a time. Okay, I'm going to scrape the bowl just a bit. That is just, I think that's, see, you want this to be thick, and I think that's just the right consistency. So I'm going to beat this up just a little bit more, and then it will be ready for the cake. Okay, that is perfect. I'm getting a little resistance on the beater as I beat this around. I'm going to leave this alone, and we're going to let that cake cool off, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to frost it. Okay, so it's been about 35 minutes, and we're going to take these out. Just see if those are done. I'm just going to gently place them there. They might sink a little bit, but oh, that looks so good. Okay, we'll just let these sit and cool off for a little bit. You'll notice how the sides have come up, and that's why there's this dark spot in the middle. The sides have come up from around, and you get a little bit of crunchiness there that is delicious because it's rising from the bottom and actually folding itself over. So this is the center of the cake, and these are the crispy edges that, I don't know if those were there in the past, but they are good. Okay, so these have cooled off a little bit. We're going to take them out and see if they're cool all the way through, and if not, we'll let them rest a little bit longer. Okay, let's see if we can get these out of here with this handy dandy little... Oh, yay. All right, well... Oh, that looks so good. Okay, I'm just going to clear the sides, make those easier to pull out. Whoops. Okay, I'm pulling back. There we go. Alrighty. And we're gonna, this is gonna be the bottom, and we're gonna give this some frosting. And the frosting doesn't go on the sides. Traditionally, it's just been on the in between and on the top. And you don't want a really thick layer of this. You just want to hold these together. I took the cake apart that we received from the company, and it wasn't a huge amount of frosting. Okay, I would say that is great. And I am going to put this piece on top so that the top is on this, so that it's matching here, so it looks a little bit more uniform. Some of it, a little piece stuck to the, we'll just ignore that. Okay, let's see how we do here. Okay, I'm going to put the rest of that on. This should be exactly enough, according to my trials. And the last step is that these cakes have a fork-drawn, what looks like a fork-drawn design on the top of it. And that's what the cake looked like. Yay! That's really what it looked like, except it was in a container and it had a piece of like parchment, plastic parchment on it. And it was a little bit less high than this, but this is exactly what it looked like. So now the true test is we need to taste this. And the one thing I did notice, you put this in the refrigerator and wrap it in saran wrap, and it's even better the next day. The edges, like these edges right now, are a little crunchy, which I happen to love, but it even melds together even more. So, all right, we're gonna take a cut of this. Gonna take a look and see how that, oh, that looks just like the cake we got. Oh, look at it. Oh, it looks perfect. Oh, I smell the almond. Oh my word, it's been so hard to get that almond taste right. This is take 7 on this cake. This is take 7. Okay, I hope this works. Okay. Oh, and the raisins, they're all mixed in nicely. See the raisins there? The raisins are right there, so they've mixed through the whole cake, the frosting, and the crumb is exactly, it's not a light cake, it's kind of heavy and very moist. Okay, let's give this a try. This taste is, I have been working on this for so long, and this tastes as close as I could possibly think I could get it. It is, oh, the almond and all of the flavors, all of those spices, they keep hitting your mouth. Like, here's the ginger. Oh no, here's the cinnamon. It's just a burst, and it just keeps going and going. It is amazing. I hope this brings back memories for people, and I hope if you haven't ever tried this, that you enjoy this cake. It is absolutely divine, and I just really hope you make it. It's so good, and the frosting is just perfect. Oh, I'm so happy. Yay! Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you try this. I hope you love it. Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you.
Ready for seconds? Don't put your spoon down yet. Tap this video and Renee will meet you there.